Now it dropped nearly 30,000 feet in a few minutes. Plus, check out a volcano where not only did it have lava and ash spewing, it had lightning contained therein too. And then somebody fell right in front of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian on the red carpet. Down goes Frasier. Who was it? More on that. First, though, hey, we got a lot of interesting stuff going on today, but I'm sure you do as well. So I hope you're doing great. Morning sunshine. So let's get right into the stories. First off, people protesting the death of Freddie Gray are planning a new rally today outside the City Hall in Baltimore. Suzanne Malveaux reports that comes as new video is released that shows Gray minutes after he was arrested. Suzanne Malveaux, police say that 5 of the 6 officers involved in Gray's arrest have given statements to the investigators. The pilot of a SkyWest flight at the home of former President George H.W. Bush stopped working in September of 2013, and it wasn't replaced for at least 13 months. According to a Homeland Security report, the United States see ISIS as a bigger threat than is Iran or Russia. Now, it's according to a CNN ORC poll, and it shows that 68% of Americans think that ISIS is a serious threat. File a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Ferguson. Last summer, former police officer did tell you, for the Mayweather-Pacquiao mega fight, now there are only like 500, though, available for the general public after all of this wait, Brian.
You need to have some money to get some tickets, is what you're saying.
Or connections, someday.
Yeah. Connections. The good news is the fight's going to happen. Boxing fans can breathe easier this morning.
Thought there was almost none going to go to the public, right? Because they just want them between their own camps, MGM,
and that's mostly where the most of the tickets are going, right?
Yeah.
So who camp gets to delegate where they go?
The rest of the rest of tickets will be controlled by the 2 fight camps and the MGM Grand. Those tickets are expected to go to ticket brokers for far more than the retail price. So you can imagine what those prices are going to be.
Here's the deal, though. So, Sway, you already booked your ticket, your flight, and you're going to make a trip of this to Las Vegas. You know what you get to do? Brian?
Watch it on the pay-per-view.
You get to watch it in a room with other people, not in the room.
And the thing is, with those tickets too, you pay $150 to see the fight at MGM-owned properties via closed circuit. Those tickets go on sale today at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Not even for the fight, but to sit in the room with the other people in the room.
Just have a party at your house.
But all the money's in the pay-per-view anyway, so.
It's a must-see fight. I have to say, to me, I'm a big fighting fan, a big boxing fan. It's worth it.
Okay. So the defense for the Boston Marathon bomber tried to downplay the picture that showed him flipping off a jail camera. Prosecutors said that it shows his Tsarnaev after standing before him on a prosthetic leg. Her message in the next half hour. General David Petraeus is expected to be sentenced today for sharing top-secret information with his, what we call the speed feed, interesting stories at 7 minutes past the hour that maybe you've already clicked on. But 2 eruptions from a volcano in southern Chile. Family. So Thing says, Abuco. All right, so moving on to the next story here that's trending, everybody. The model for Norman Rockwell's Rosie the Riveter painting.
Just out there that I once had a boyfriend who did stuff like that, and I just think, guys, that is, if your girl likes a laugh, it's a good way to get into the heart.
Okay, say it again. You once dated somebody who was like a practical joker that way?
He did fake falls.
He would fake fall all the time? Just to entertain you? I love that. Really? That is the sexiest attribute.
I have an uncle that falls a lot.
Is that he's willing to make a fool of himself for you. Yeah. All right, PJ, he's married, he's taken. All right, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
That's it. Okay, that's where I grew up, around that area. A father sent a drone to follow his little girl to school after she asked because she walked to school alone. So, helicopter parenting to a new level? So the CDC is working on a human vaccine for a new strain of bird flu that has already killed tens of thousands of birds. Millions more have been euthanized on poultry farms out of caution. Now, experts say that the risk to humans with this particular strain is low and that the food supply is safe. They believe the flu is making its way onto poultry farms by droppings from wild waterfowl. The Agricultural Department is also testing a seed, this is fascinating, that could be used to vaccinate poultry. Okie dokie. Our salute to the troops, something we do every hour, every day. Today it's for specialist David Wiggins. He goes by Trey, and he enlists Tom/Robin. Sir Elton John's heart-shaped glasses are stolen, apparently, from a Memphis museum. These are the ones he used to wear a lot in the 70s. Police say that they were taken from the display case at what's called a running the competition, or trying to. But how good is the service? And what about your bill? Hi, Jen.
Hi, thank you, Robin. Yeah, I mean, this is a big deal because it could end up putting pressure on all of the wireless carriers to cut your prices. So they started this cell phone service, and let me tell you, at first glance, because we haven't test run it yet, Project Fi looks a lot cheaper than what's out there now. $20 a month for talk and text, Wi-Fi International. Data is then $10 a gig every month. And if you don't use all your gigs, you get a credit. That's pretty cool. It ends up being, maybe this time it'll be good. Let's see. Basically what they're doing is trying to make it more interesting for you. So say your friend saw some online sale for baby gloves. Really? Do we all have to read about that? Because come on now. So this could make this more interesting by getting rid of things like that. Things your friends like, things your friends comment on that they didn't actually post themselves. But this is also not just about it being interesting for you. This is about Facebook and the money they make. They're under a lot of pressure from Wall Street to make more. So all of those likes turned into a lot of unpaid advertising for some groups, and that is not what Facebook wants. Unpaid. They want to be paid. They want to make money from that commercial content. Rob, back to you.
Hey, thank you. You know, something is missing from the USA soccer team uniform. 22 minutes past the hour. Rebels in Yemen used Facebook to ask Saudi Arabia to stop airstrikes and start peace talks again. But the airstrikes have continued today. Yemen is a key U.S. ally. U.S. warships are still nearby, along with Iranian vessels. The U.S. says that it's making shipping lanes stay open. But some military officials say that they're also monitoring Iranian ships to make sure that they're not giving weapons to rebels. Now, rebels in Yemen used Facebook to ask Saudi Arabia to stop the airstrikes, as I said. All right, moving on to the next story. The NFL could end up paying close to $1 billion to compensate former players for their concussion injuries. So Brian notes that a federal judge has just approved this deal. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, the settlement provides payments of as much as $5 million.
I didn't understand Nike's statement about they wanted to paint inspiration, so they thought maybe black and white, I don't know, what tougher, or just a change for them?
Maybe a change to maybe it inspire the player. I don't understand that. I really don't understand. I don't get it myself. We actually asked you at home what you thought about that too.
Yeah, here's what our folks said. Thomas says people do realize that other countries also have red, white, and blue flags, right? Okay, so you're saying that maybe it would be redundant on the field against other teams. Brian says that if you are called the U.S. team, the uni should have the nation's colors. Jason says simply, I'm not feeling this.
Amen.
So, what you say? Should the women's soccer team have red, white, and blue on it instead of white and black? You can tweet me, Robin Meade, or Brian at Brian McFadden on Twitter, both of us. So a 3-year-old girl who had both of her feet amputated has a new special needs puppy. Let's call him somebody to root for. The pup's name is Lieutenant Dan. Aw, shooter. And because of that, pulled out a shotgun or a gun and shot it? Are you kidding me? From everybody here on the morning show, how are you? I'm Robin Meade, and the headlines here. Protesters laid down in the street and blocked traffic, and are trying to narrow down which foods caused about 20 cases of botulism at a church potluck Sunday in Ohio. One potential source being looked at is canned food used in a salad. Well, the woman died. Now, the other people who got sick are being treated with an antitoxin, but about 60 people are believed to have been at that potluck. New sentences could be on the way this week for 3 educators in Atlanta in the cheating scandal there. They're among 8 people sentenced last week after being convicted of changing students' test scores, among other charges. There's a hearing scheduled for the defendants who got the stiffest punishment, 7 years in prison and 13 years probation, double what the prosecutors had asked for. Jurors who are deciding if the convicted Boston Marathon bomber should get the death penalty heard from the family of a murdered May arrest rest their case today. You know, we're hearing from the woman who was seen on the video getting her phone smashed by U.S. Marshal. Beatrice Pace was recording near Los Angeles. Tennessee told her dad, I want to walk to school alone today. He said, okay. Unbeknownst to her, he had a drone follow her. Now, some people are saying brilliant or helicopter parenting to a new level. What say you, Michael?
Let's see what our viewers had to say.
Okay.
Susan tweeted me, seems like a good idea.
Son of legendary stuntman Evel Knievel is now accused of DUI and hit and run. 52-year-old Robbie Knievel allegedly ran a red light and slammed in the Dust Devil. Here you go. A local photog posted a video on Twitter. The hashtag is Nature Photobomb in Vegas, baby. There's always a show in Vegas, and there's right beside the sign. That is pretty cool. All right, good morning, PJ.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, we're starting out on the West Coast, and Las Vegas actually one of the